I am just basically introducing some footage that I shot from a couple of months ago. Unfortunately, at this event, I didn't have my current wireless mic set up. So yeah, the audio is not as good as it should be, or indeed as good as it will be next year, which is why I bought the mic. Righty, hope you enjoy it. Bye, Mum. Hello, my name's James Cook, welcome to my vlog. And today we're at Cenex LCV 2021. There wasn't a 2020 version, so I didn't come, but this year it's back on, which is good. And Mark's here.
Hi.
That battery system here is actually really smart. These are 10 kilowatt hour modules, and you can actually remove each one independently. They're locked in the bike, you can just remove them, take them up and plug them in under your desk at work and charge them up. And you know, you can just charge one if you like, and it's because it works on a cascade system. That's really cool. Electric motorbike that you can charge under your desk at work.
Take some here, then here, then here. You'd end up with that one empty, these two.
These two full and just swap for a brand new one.
Really good. Done a good job of that.
Well, it's not in their interest, no, because by their business model.
Their business
Although
model.
bicycles are legal and people still use, you know, bike things, don't they?
The bit that really gets me about the crackdown on electric scooters is the reasons the police give are you're not insured, no safety checks on the scooters, which I totally get. But I can use my electric bicycle, totally legal, where there is no insurance, no safety check. So I just don't get my head around it.
Letter of the law thing, isn't it? It's not about common sense. It's about what's actually technically legal or not, and everything else is just, you know, well, the police have got to do it.
And I do agree, yes, they are illegal. Yes, and the police are correct in enforcing that law, despite it being out of date or not in sync with current technology. But equally, in, I think it was 1872, the Licensing Act states that it's illegal to be drunk in a licensed premises. No one enforces that. You never get anyone arrested and nicked for being drunk in a pub.
Isn't it also
so who is picking and choosing which out-of-date laws to enforce?
I don't know. Not sure.
Does that come down to the officer themselves or whoever's in charge of the police or politicians? Or,
I was under the impression that mince pies were still illegal at Christmas, but maybe not.
Never heard of that one.
So, I was going to say about the Citroen Amy basically is a two-seat electric vehicle that I think it's sort of limited to like 30 miles an hour or 40 miles an hour or something. It's like a tiny thing. It does like 40, 50 miles. It's basically like the city, you know the little city thing that was, you know, very rubbishy and small, but actually does serve a use in cities. And it's the same kind of thing, the Citroen Amy. And apparently they weren't going to bring them over to this country because they're all sort of left-hand drive. But there's been so many people have put down, sort of said their interest, and like 12,000 people. They're like, oh, you know what, we'll bring it over. You're kind of central enough in the lane anyway that it doesn't matter that it's left-hand drive versus right-hand drive, because it's, you know, I mean, this is a properly dinky little thing. And that's one of the things that I love about EVs, is you get that ability to try out new form factors.
The model of the city is going to be changing, isn't it? It's certainly after COVID and closing down and pushing social distancing, there's going to be a slow climb back to well, I was going to say what we had, but I don't think we'll ever get back to what we had. I think city life has changed for good.
I think it's kind of got to, really, because if we don't basically get rid of the cars, then cities become fundamentally non-functional, which is one of the reasons why Elon Musk is so desperate to put tunnels under places like LA, because the road network there doesn't work. It doesn't work in London. If a bicycle is quicker to go from one side of your capital city to the other, quicker than the public transport and quicker than cars, then you know that all of the other transport systems are not working properly, because bikes are not known for their speed.
Same day that they opened 2 new tube stations in London, we cycled 14 miles right across central London on the bike. Great fun.
And do you know what? Those tube stations cost, I bet, a few billion each, probably. Something insane like that. It's kind of mad, really, when you think about it. I mean, to be honest, I think private vehicles should be banned from the centre of big cities anyway. It seems ridiculous that they are. It should be delivery vehicles, bicycles and light electric stuff should be allowed.
One thing we did see was the permanent closure of the end of the Strand. So there is now a skate park at the end of the Strand.
That's cool. I can't imagine you on a skateboard, Mark, other than an electric one.
I have 4 skateboards.
Oh yeah, good point.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, hasn't it?
It's been a very long time.
Yeah, no, what am I on about? You've got tons of skateboards. I can't imagine you on the ramps.
Let's ask another question. How many skateboards do you own?
I must have 1, 2, 3, 4, which is fine. Oh, no, 5.
You one up from me then. Your dad would like that, wouldn't he?
Oh, yes. What we have here is, believe it or not, a pedal-assisted electric bicycle, which is kind of crazy. It seats 2, and you can use it in bike lanes. You don't need a driving license or insurance or an MOT. And that sounds like a fantastic idea to me. And it's a great example of the kind of stuff that you can do with electrification. It's one of the things that really excites me about the future. Okay, so there's been a bit of a false start with things like electric scooters and electric skateboards and one wheels and the electric unicycles and all the rest of it, because the problem with those things is that they are not legal, and it's not possible to kind of make them legal because they don't fall within any kind of electric power-assisted bicycle framework, and there's no other framework out there other than motor vehicles for the roads, which is license plates, indicators, handbrakes, all sorts of things that you just can't realistically fit on an electric unicycle. So yeah, but this, because it's bigger, I guess, it sort of does fit into that sort of niche between a full-size road vehicle and a bicycle, and it's legal. They're going to do a road version, as they call it, which doesn't have the pedals, so that one would actually count as like a vehicle. It actually doesn't weigh very much. That's like 75 kilos, and the road only version, because it doesn't have the pedal side of things, actually only weighs 65, which is pretty awesome. And didn't they say it would do like 80 miles or something?
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure if you can't, they could design one where you could remove the battery, take it upstairs and plug it in under your desk. I'm sure you can do that anyway, actually. And it's got a great big solar panel across the roof. And that size solar panel, with the kind of size battery that you would get on a power-assisted electric bike, equals an actually usable solar vehicle. It's actually going to make a difference having that panel on there, because the surface area to size of the battery ratio is good, whereas with a car you'd get twice as much solar panel and 100 times as much battery capacity. Hence why solar powered cars not really ever going to be a thing, not unless we sort of suddenly all move to Mercury. Maybe on the surface of Mercury, maybe.
Let's be honest. Who doesn't want to rock up somewhere in something that looks like a destroyer droid from Star Wars?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Everyone's going to get out of your way. Look at that. bolts in the door. Are they real stainless steel bolts?
Thanks very much. Couldn't film out on the hill climb course because it's, you know, there might have been other vehicles around that are, you know, embargoed and not sort of for public consumption just yet, although I didn't see any. One thing I can say about that electric Defender is I feel a bit queasy from being in the back. I think maybe I'm just not used to being in the back of cars, and also there was like, you know, 17% gradient and we went shooting up. It was nice Defender though, but 3 litre diesel, so yeah, I don't think so. Righty, let's go have a look inside.
Cool.
This event has always got sort of, it tends not to be, for example, sort of the big manufacturers showing their latest and greatest top of the range vehicles. It's more to do with where things are going in the future. That's cool.
First time seeing this?
Yeah.
In-wheel suspension, so it does away from the need for all this old-fashioned stuff. Then it's got the normal suspension on it. You can see it moving.
Can you see that moving?
You can see it moving.
Yeah, I can see it moving.
I can't see it on it.
Just with a normal kind of 90 kilo-ish load, it would move 2 millimetres.
Yeah.
But you're obviously bouncing on it, giving it more force.
I'm insulting.
Oh look, it's a steam engine. Quite an interesting chat with the guy who makes those tools for repairing electric vehicles. I'm saying apparently got to sort of 2019 and suddenly it went from being quite quiet to really busy. And I tell you what, tools for working on EVs are going to become more and more in demand because they obviously lag the sales. And Mark's found another motorbike.
I ride an R1200 GS, so I'm used to big heavy old bikes, you know. Oh.
You want one, don't you, Mark?
No, I want 2. Yeah, that's nice. Has it got any regen? It does, yeah. It does, yeah, nice.
Quite strong regen.
Yeah.
Right, that brings the fun and games to a close for today. Hope you've enjoyed the vlog post. If you have, remember to leave a like and share it and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Links are in the description. And a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, as always. And I'll see you all in the next episode of my vlog. Bye.